Back.
Check, Riley.
Hola, hola, buenos dias. We are back with the one and only Markus Dunk, seven-figure closer, crushing it, traveling the world, making lots of money, and helping a lot of other guys make lots of money.
Oh yeah, man.
So what's up? This is going to be like our first kind of class or training or whatever about the high ticket closing thing. We've done a couple interviews, kind of talking generally about it and how you have already been helping a few of my subscribers
Yeah,
make good money doing this. So I'm super stoked to hear that. It's basically my part-time job is help my following my subscribers, other guys, be able to work remotely so you can live abroad, so you can travel and live that life, baby.
living that
So
life.
yeah, so you're in Mexico right now.
Yeah, I'm in Mexico, like 2 hours from Mexico City, in Puebla. Um, yeah, today was an
Sweet.
earthquake, dude. I
Oh
woke up
shit.
literally to a small mini earthquake, and my girlfriend screaming, "Marcus, let's run outside."
Wow.
But yeah, other than that, everything's good, man.
Sweet. Awesome.
I'm excited
Well,
for today.
yeah, excited to, yeah, 'cause obviously got lots of people, still asking me about this. My background, just real quick for people that don't know, is like corporate sales, specifically door to door sales, and I see this as the next like door to door sales are like 1,000 times better than corporate sales or cold calling or some shit, and you can make a lot more. It's like uncapped potential, and you can do it from anywhere. So just like, and like my subscribers or followers ever who have already signed up are already like crushing it, and like all I want people is to be able to be independent and to be location independent. So yeah, what we do this method is my favorite right now.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many things actually that you can do nowadays. But with learning a high income skill, I personally believe you're setting just the best foundation that you can also like build onto, right? After you learn closing, it's very easy for you to continue with another business. You could do coaching business, you could have an agency, stuff like you're doing, for example, and you bring the cash flow and the skill already to the table. So the chance of you actually taking off with that business is a lot higher if you have that dialed in, that skill, than if you would just get out of your 9 to 5 right into running a business. You know?
Exactly. Awesome. Cool. Well, so you have this PDF here, and so you're basically going to be like explaining the
Yeah.
business model, tips and tricks, and all that today.
Yeah, sure. I can just walk you quickly through now. So what you actually have or what you're looking at is here our Freedom Report. Okay, just in a digital form. We can also, I don't know, put the link somewhere. I just send it to you, Google Drive link.
Yep.
People check that out. um, but yeah, I'm happy to just kind of walk you through this. And yeah, I mean, if you have any questions along the way, feel free to kind of just charm in. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, for me, do you just want me to walk through, or do you want to ask me
Yeah,
some questions?
just like walk through the the business model, and so the audience is kind of like someone new, like what does this entail? Just kind of like all the basics, like what does this involve? What does this entail? Who can do this? Is there startup cost involved? How do I find gigs? And just
Yeah,
yeah, overview the whole thing.
sure, man. I mean, we can just dive right in.
Cool.
Um, Basically, the way how it works is pretty simple. You mentioned door to door sales. I just call it the freedom skill, okay, because that's what it is at the end of the day. Um, and it is really the least technical stuff you can do online. It is
Mhm.
just communication,
Yeah.
right? And also, it's probably like one of the oldest. Like sales closing has been around for years. Even before the internet, there were some kind of high ticket offers out there where people were talking to closers, right? Maybe they call it different, or they have called it different there. But this is going to evolve as well. Everyone is talking about crypto and metaverse, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be closers in the metaverse as well. Okay, but let's just dive right into it. So what we basically do is we train sales closers, or we help people from a 9 to 5 to start with high ticket sales, specifically remotely. So that means over phone, over Skype, over Zoom, and mainly for high ticket products. So meaning anything above really 3,000, 4,000 US dollars, all the way up to 100K or more. Like right now, I'm on an offer for 35K, 50K, and 100K that I'm closing for my influencers. So the sky is really the limit. And yeah, it has nothing to do with door-to-door sales. It is more inbound. So that means the people that I'm usually talking to, or that our clients or closers are usually talking to, they already have an interest in what the offer is, and they're just not comfortable spending a high amount of money just on a website. They want to talk to someone previously. Okay, for example, if you look at any types of online events, they oftentimes work with closers. You know, if you look at the Tony Robbins events, or if you look at consultants, coaches, service providers, they all work with closers, or influencers. You know, influencers, they don't want to take all of these calls themselves for their programs. So this is then when a closer would come in, it would basically represent them. Now, I mean, another way on how it works is there are oftentimes companies, they have like a lower ticket offer. For example, here I'm explaining that between $50,000 to $200,000 to kind of get someone into their world. Mini course or something like that. And then afterwards, after you go through that mini course, they will offer you maybe working closer together, or like a bigger thing where you get more support, which is then so-called upsell, that are higher ticket prices usually. And this is also where the closer would come into play and would talk to these people to make sure, hey, is that the right thing for you? Like, or do you still have some work to do before you could upgrade to this?
Yep.
Yeah, so this is how it works. You know, you can do it from anywhere. You're not really restricted by anything. Of course, you need an internet connection that's stable, of course, so you can do calls if you want to do it via Skype or Zoom. Yeah, and then the thing is as well, once you learn the skill, of course, you need a partner, or you need someone that you can close for. Because if you just know the skill, but you're not on an opportunity, you're not on an offer, you cannot really make money with it. And the funny thing is, I have sometimes people come to me that are they're trying to get into the game, and they're like, Markus, like, I have problems finding an influencer to close with. What can I do? You know, and then my question is usually, okay, how good are you at closing? Yeah, and because if you're good at closing, why shouldn't you be able to close an influencer or whatever, or a business owner on working with you? It's your first.
That's the first thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Once you get them on the phone, it's your chance to shine and prove to them that you can close them on working with you. So that's the first step. Now, so that's also what we, of course, help students with in our mentoring program. So we do certain drill trainings to get them ready for this. We give them specific frameworks, specific questions to ask to these business owners to make it easier for them. Yeah, earning potential. So again, this is not, I think you said that in our last interview that we had a couple of months ago, Riley. This is not passive income. Okay, this is active income. You're trading your time for dollars, but you're trading your time for a lot of dollars. Okay, so if you close, let's say, a $10,000 deal and you make 15% commission off of that in like an hour, you know, that's amazing. Okay, you're just making like $1,500 in a phone call, for example. Yeah, in like 1 hour. I mean, what else can I tell you? I know here, like in this PDF, you can read about more details. I made some examples here on how much you have to work to get to a specific income level with certain commission percentages, etc. Yeah, and then also these 7 reasons here on why clothing is the best and easiest way to start. In my opinion, okay, and it's not just me. If you look at really successful business owners like Grant Cardone's and stuff like that, they're all saying the same. You know, pick one skill: persuasion, communication, closing. Get really good at it. It's the fundamentals, and yeah, that's what we're basically focusing on.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Um,
So yeah, you can go over those 7 ways.
yeah, I mean, let's go in here. Let me. Oh, wait, I don't want to mess up your picture there. There you go. That should work. Yeah, so the very first one is really the freedom. You can work from anywhere, whenever you want, at your own schedule. You're in complete control of that. Again, the only restriction you have is that you have a stable internet connection. If you're worried about background noises, there are apps, there are headsets that can help you with that. So you can even take calls from a busy cafe. It's not going to be a problem. I've taken calls from airports or via hotspot. So you're really, really, really mobile with this skill. You don't really need a product. So you will be usually closing offers that already exist and offers that business is already like providing. So you have nothing to do with the delivery side. You really just, yeah, jumping on the phone with people who are interested already in the offer, answering a few questions, making sure that they qualify in terms of time and commitment and yeah, and that you can really help them. And then, yeah, you help them with the onboarding, and you as a closer make your commission. You're happy. Your influencer's happy because they get another client they can help with, and the person is happy that's buying. The buyer's happy because they're getting a high level solution to their problem. Okay. So that's kind of the idea behind it. You're very lean with this business. You don't need a website or anything like that at all. You don't need a social media following. You know how much time it takes to build that up. So you don't need any of that. Now, with
Hmm.
affiliate marketing, you need to build an audience, or you need to get very good at running ads now to these affiliate products. As a closer, you only need one client to get a six-figure income, not two, not three, not four, one client. And you don't need to learn how to run ads or anything like that. Yeah, learn how to close, and then we show you a strategy how you can close your first client on working with you. And there you take your first calls, and yeah, you basically just increase your closing rate, get better and better and better at the offer that you're on. If you're getting better, generating more revenue for the company, but also more income for yourself, the influencer will give you a lot of freedom and respect because you become invaluable because you're closing all these leads, and you're becoming a very important part of the company. Now you're the rainmaker at the end of the day. You know? Like I said here earlier, very low tech. There's no tech required if you're not good with computers. That might be interesting for you. If you're good with computers, also beneficial, right? But it's not like driving or anything where you really have to build a store. Nothing like that. It is just setting up your Skype or your phone, and and that's pretty much it. Yeah, you can get started super fast. Instead of, let's say, if you start with a coaching business and you're coming out of a 9 to 5, or you're kind of a beginner entrepreneur, you don't have the skill sets to make this work. And you will figure that out as you start this. Okay. You have marketing, you have sales, you have delivery. Okay. You have kind of the support side, you have the finances. Okay. Later on, you need to learn how to manage a team. It's just a lot of skill sets that will come into your way. And guess what? If you would start a coaching business and you think that's like the way to go, and there are a few people who are thinking like that, that I talked to recently, um, like, be aware that you have to learn how to close in your coaching business anyways. So why not start there,
Yeah.
get cash flow in, create momentum, leave your job first thing of all, okay, and then from there use it as kind of a trampoline to get into your next thing and to grow from there. That's basically what I did, and I'm not looking back at it.
Yeah. I feel a similar way about the door to door thing. Like looking back, it was a great like first job basically because it teaches you how to communicate, be a good communicator, clear communicator, how to listen, how to ask the right questions, and that's all that life is. That's all that business is. It's communication, good communication, and so it's just gonna elevate you in all aspects of life, not just business, but like relationships with your
Oh yeah,
friends, with your loved ones, with your family.
family,
Like,
your mom, your dad, your
yeah,
siblings, like
yeah,
100%, man, 100%.
yep.
Um, yeah, I mean, I just wanted to say something there. I forgot what it was. It just slipped my mind. Um, Door-to-door sales. Yeah, you were saying
Door to door, yeah.
something important there. You said you learn how to kind of persuade, communicate, but also to listen.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's very important. I had someone on the call the other day for our mentoring, and he was like, Markus, like, what do you really think is the number one differentiator between a good closer and an average closer? And then it really comes down to listening rather than speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, like actively listening. And,
Yep.
and the thing is this, if you right now believe, like not you, Riley, but if you're watching this and you believe that you are a good listener already, because most of us, we think we are good listeners already, but we're absolutely not.
Mm.
Okay. So, yeah, active listening is super, super important here. Doing that, yeah, not just talking. This has nothing to do with like being slimy and then trying to
Yeah.
twist people's arms and getting to like sell them stuff that they don't want. No,
Yeah.
it's just you about listening, connecting with someone on a
Yeah.
deep level, understanding their problem,
Yeah.
and making sure that the solution that you can offer them is a good fit for them, and that
Yeah.
you can resolve them. You know?
Yeah. Modern sales, it's a term, and you've used it before.
Yeah,
Is not this like pushy type of sales. It's as someone described, like playing the doctor and trying to prescribe them, like listening to their issues and then trying to prescribe them, the actual real solution that it is to their problems. If it's not the product or service that you represent, then you're not gonna like recommend they sign up. Maybe you can point them in another direction.
exactly.
And that's so same thing as a digital marketing agency owner. This is what I do every week as well. Talking to e-commerce brands if we can, be a potential partner for them. Or if not, if it's like not a good fit for their situation, okay, you actually just need, to hire a video person or get this software and you'll be good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is very low or no overhead, really. It's so funny. Like when people ask me, like, "What's your overhead as a closer? Any expenses, like any cost?"
My
Guys, there's
food.
nothing. You
Yeah.
know, my food, yeah, my food. My energy. My maybe your Airbnb or whatever. But it is really just like for example, in my case right now, it is just a Skype subscription. And that cost me international, like what is it, like $25 or something like that per month. Yeah.
So do you not you use Skype more than Zoom? Can you schedule? So do you use like Calendly and then like connect that to Skype or?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And then not to Skype, like I just call them via Skype on the phone number.
Oh.
So basically we
Oh,
call
okay,
them
so you're
over.
just doing a regular phone. You have a Skype phone number in your.
Yes.
Okay, okay, yeah. I also have a Skype phone number. So
Yeah.
you're just doing a phone call.
I
Okay.
just do I just do call most of the time. I call either from my Skype app on my phone or
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
from my computer.
Cool. And then I have another question I'm going to ask is, go back to modern sales is done. A lot of it is done over email, and
Yeah.
so do you do you frequently close like seal the deal over email, or is it not so much? You're like is the method you're teaching is like definitely get them to actually sign up while you're on the phone, or do you teach a lot of these email follow up strategies? Because I'm doing a lot of that. Like I am doing selling over emailing, like doing all this copywriting over emailing that's getting people to sign up for my agency. So yeah, what does that
Yeah.
come in? Email.
Very good question. So first of all, you need to differentiate between B2C, so business to consumer, and business to business. What I've been seeing now, like I'm basically on a new offer now with my influencers, so that's deals from $35,000 to $100,000, and there you do have a little bit of back and forth via email, but it's really not a lot. What I would suggest everyone to start with is B2C. It's the easiest way in for you, and this is also where we start with our clients, with our students, to kind of get the foot in the door. And then we can level up from there. Yeah, the way how you scale with high ticket sales is literally like the volume of the price, or like the how do you put that, like the amount.
Yeah,
Now, so
higher
it
ticket
doesn't cost you
packages.
more. Yeah, just the ticket price. it doesn't cost you more energy or more work to close like a 100K deal than it does you to cost to close like a 5K deal. It's the same amount of work, but you're just adding like another zero or two zeros or whatever, not two zeros, but
Yeah.
another zero kind of to the commission that you're gonna making. Now, so instead of like $500 or $1,000, you make $10,000 commission if you close the deal. Okay. So then with email, so what I do is once you're at a certain level, once you make good money as a closer, and you're crossing, I don't know, like the 5K mark, I suggest that you hire like a sales admin. So that's a person who does all the stuff that you don't want to do or that I don't like to do. So sending emails, doing follow-ups, filling out
Yeah.
basically my notes and stuff. So I just after call, send them a voice message, and they type everything in, and that's it. So yeah, but if you like doing your own notes, like go ahead, like my guest.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I'm a big notes guy. When I'm on discovery calls or strategy calls,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
banging out I'm banging out notes like while I'm on the call. Are you doing that, or do you like record the
yes, for
call?
sure.
Or
Yeah, you want to
okay.
do notes, but I mean like to keep track on it, like to fill it in and keep track of the people that you talk to. I'm sure you have some type of a
Yeah, yeah,
CRM
yeah. I
list.
use basically Notion, a big spreadsheet with like date
Oh yeah,
reminders to follow up, and then I have an admin that can send those follow up reminders
yeah,
via email.
exactly.
Yeah,
So that you just have a person who kind of helps you with the administrative stuff. Even though if you're just doing the like if you're just a freelancer closing, it's
yeah,
super worth it just getting an admin who
yeah,
helps with like this red tape that some of you guys probably don't enjoy doing, like myself, right? So
yep,
I just get someone who helps me with that.
yeah, for sure. And it's a VA for people that don't know, virtual assistant. You can hire these folks on Upwork and stuff for $5-10 an hour
Yeah,
to help you with that stuff. Yeah,
exactly.
cool.
Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, predictable and stable. So the cool thing with closing is really the huge difference, or the big kind of what closed me on get going with closing was that you get financial confidence out of that. So if you start an Amazon business, and it happened to me, back then when I was dabbling around with Amazon when we were meeting in Chiang Mai, like they took my listing down because a
Oh yeah, all
competitor
the time.
reported it or whatever, and then all my income just like was gone, and I was back to square one. So with closing, it is really I wake up in the morning and I'm financially confident. So I know it doesn't matter what happened. If we get another pandemic or whatnot, like there will always be businesses out there online who are pushing some type of an offer. In an evergreen industry, health, wealth, relationship, for example, there are always people who want to get better in these three aspects, always. And then just of course in the premium segment there's always someone who has something to push and offer and high ticket offer that you could come in and close them on working with you if you're a good closer. And then just create cash flow out of thin air without having a product or doing any fulfillment. So this is really what sealed the deal for me. That I was like, okay, cool. I never have to worry about money ever again. I just get it out of the way and I'm good. And there's only so much you cannot really fall below that because what you learn once or what's kind of what has been seen cannot be unseen, right? Like you do it once and like you're not going to drop down to making no money at all again once you learn it once. So
Yep.
yeah, and then also the last point here really um, always like follow the money. Just look where the money is going. Okay, and for example, the self-education industry, this is before COVID predictions. So 355 million per day industry, per day. Forbes predicted that by 2024, and this prediction was made before the pandemic. So this is
Yep.
probably even gonna be more.
Yeah, just look at, yeah, exactly. Like all these billions in universities, and it was already trending to more online courses type stuff, Skillshare and Brilliant and Masterclass and like everyone,
Yeah,
all these alternative ways of learning. And now COVID, and now all universities are remote anyway, and people, it's just
yeah,
accelerated the waking up. Like, wait, why am I paying $100,000 for university? Like when actually what I want to do, which is be, a coder or a YouTuber or a filmmaker or doesn't require a degree, especially if you have an entrepreneurial mindset. Of course, you don't need a permission slip to go start a business. But yeah, that's the way I see it. Obviously, if you know me, bros watching, huge fan of online courses because a $500 online course changed my life 7 years ago with the Dropship Lifestyle course and got me to come to conference and get into e-commerce, and boom, now we're here. Teaching these skills back to you guys. And obviously I have my own online courses, which hopefully this year I'll refresh and do a better job at promoting. But yeah, love, I call it the education revolution. We are in the midst of it right now. So
Yeah, like university degree in 2022. It was even before, like it's worthless, really. For
yeah,
especially like if you're watching this right now, if you're still watching us here, like talking about this stuff, like university degree is super, super worthless, unfortunately. Yeah, only if you want to become a lawyer, a doctor, or something like that, it makes sense. Everything else, like you said, a permission slip to you don't need anyone's permission to be successful online. Like
yep.
really, yeah.
And so how about this question? What if you have a current job? How would you suggest like doing this on the side and then making the transition?
Yeah. So the way how we do it is I always suggest everyone to budget with around 7 to 10 hours per week on average. So that's around an hour per day that you want to dedicate towards this roughly. It could be more on the weekends if you have long working hours. We have some clients who unfortunately are working in positions that are just working long fucking hours. So you can do more on the weekends, but yeah, you want to start on the side and then transition over. Meaning most of the times in the 9 to 5, or our clients, they're making somewhere around 4 to 7K, 6K per month in their 9 to 5 job full time. They're usually management positions or they're in IT. We have some engineers, some teachers. And then you just start adding some hours and start with closing on the side. Okay, so you would start part-time with your first client. And then once you manage to replace your income or half your income from the side hustle at a level that you feel comfortable leaving your job behind, this is when you have to make the decision to just cut it. And once you cut it, all of this extra time that you get basically back in your day, if you put that into getting better on the phone, getting a better closer, understanding more about personality types, okay, how calls go, study more about the topic, tonality, okay, more advanced. You can't help but increase your income because you're going to get better and you increase your closing rate. Yeah.
Yep.
And then from there, the next step is just working your way up to higher offers and higher offers, because like I said, that's the way to scale it, because it doesn't cost you anymore to close a bigger deal.
Exactly. Cool. So, yeah, to summarize, as all of us entrepreneurs say, on the side. So that means nights, weekends, your days off. Start doing it on the side until it makes sense for your situation. And thanks, Maggette, for the question.
Yeah, good question.
I just posted a video on my channel. When is the right time to quit your job? Because I get asked that question a lot. Depends on your situation, how much money you have saved up, when you're comfortable to transition over to your side hustle full time. How much are you making on your side hustle regularly? How much are you making on your job? Is it easy to go back to your job if something were to explode in your side hustle? How sick and tired are you at your current job? How burnt out are you, contributing to your overall, well-being and happiness? Are you really itching to go location independent, like come chill out in Mexico or Bali or Thailand? And so, yeah, basically start it on the side, and whenever it makes sense for you, go full time to your side hustle. But it does start on the side. That's how every entrepreneur, starts their side hustle. So start now.
I mean, I always ask when we take someone on or when I have like a first conversation, I always like to figure out if there's anyone else dependent on the income right now. So If you have someone who's just like living by
Yeah.
themselves and they're
There's another
like,
one.
I don't know, in their 30s, but they don't have any no kids, no one
Yeah.
depending, the parents are good. So then you can be more aggressive about it. And then we have some clients and some students who we pulled that strategy and they just jumped in it and it worked out.
Yeah.
Okay. But it also depends on your risk level and your risk level
Yeah.
tolerance. I think that's how you said.
Hmm.
Um, do you work well under pressure? If not, then you might want to ease your way in. If you have people depending on your income, you want to ease your way in. You want to do it on the side. But if you're sick and tired and you have some savings and you just like want to get out there ASAP and you use that to channel into something like learning how to close, like just get rid of it, make the tough decision, and yeah, but don't do that on your own. Like that's like again when I say calculate risk. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
But yeah, if you're young, 20 something, you got no, no dependence, and this is the time, as Gary Vee says, to take the risks and go do those things that you want to do, that you want to try. Otis says real quick, is this what Dan Locke teaches? High ticket sales?
Yes, exactly. Dan Locke teaches also high ticket sales. He's one of the guys. You have John Belfort, who's another big one.
Yep.
Dan Cardone was back in the days doing a little bit of sales. We have Brad Lee, who's also someone very well known in the industry. So there are a couple of guys, a couple of big guys in the industry. Yeah.
Yep. 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 Makes sense. Very high valuable skill. Every business that has a high ticket, you need that sales team, those closes. Cool. You got some success stories here.
Yeah. For example, Nikita, she was a high school teacher before. In South Africa. We also recorded an interview with her. You can just click here. So again, we're gonna provide a digital version of this report here for you guys that we put together, so you can learn more about high ticket sales, high ticket closing. You will learn a little bit more about my story, and yeah, we're gonna, or Riley, you can put that somewhere, the link.
Sure.
And then here you can just watch the full interview. But she basically, with Nikita, like this is like one of my favorite success stories because she's from South Africa, which is a developing country. So average income, I don't know. It's not like the typical that we get to use in the West, or in the US or somewhere. It's definitely way below that. And now she's making 10K from South Africa on her own terms. Um, Working less.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, with Oscar here, he
Right.
also cracked the 10K. We also wrapped up an interview with him. He's only working 2 to 3 hours per day, taking a couple of calls. Also, we wrapped up an entire interview with him. He's from Germany, by the way. I'm Germany too, just in case some of you guys didn't know. But yeah, we had an extensive conversation here as well with Oscar and his journey, and he's actually closing for, I think it's a personal development / life coaching program with a German influencer. So he's doing it in his native language, which is possible. Some people are asking about that. If English is not your first language, it gives you a competitive advantage to get into the game. If you speak native Dutch or German or Spanish, like I have frequently people reaching out to me asking specifically for, hey, Markus, do you know any other German closers? Do you know anyone from the Netherlands or from the UK or someone who's in Australia? And then what we do is we just connect them basically within my network. So we let people tap into our pool of talent of closers to help everyone get to that 10K level as fast as possible.
Got it.
And then Jared, OG subscriber from you, I think, um, absolutely crushing it. So when we recorded this interview as well, he was at 20K. Now he's way beyond that. I think 27K was somewhere around last year. He's still stacked on a little bit on top of that. So yeah, he's doing pretty well from Miami. You can check the interview here. Both of us have been a little bit sick in that interview, so don't kind of get shocked by that. But yeah, it's this is basically just to give you an overview of one of our 3 success stories. We have a lot more. But these are the interviews that we have published so far, and we have a few more in the pipeline.
Yep. Cool. Um, can you, Otis says, what high ticket items are they selling? Are you able to share any of the like specific things that any of these guys or programs work
Yeah,
with?
sure. So Nikita, she's doing a self-development program. Basically, a mentoring, a coaching program, online education. Now we talked about it a couple of minutes ago. Huge market. There's a lot of money in that market. So make it easy for you and go where the money is, guys.
Yeah.
Then we have Oscar. So Oscar, he's on kind of a life coaching, so also related to personal development. Jared is doing software. Okay, so he's doing software subscriptions. Also very, very hot, very up and coming. Software is a big market. Lots of money going into that. And there are also B2C and B2B software. Both is interesting here. You
Oh,
know?
so he's doing B2B and B2C softwares, like
No, this is B2B software, but you
B2B. Yeah.
can B2B or B2C in
Yeah. Yeah.
software.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Yeah.
just
Yeah. Yeah.
the
And do
difference.
here's another question. Do most closers focus on only one offer, or are they taking leads from like different stuff?
Yeah. So I mean, I would always suggest to focus, because here's the thing: what would happen if you're on two offers? You think that you're doing more. Sometimes less is more. You might have a lot of calls, but if you're not structuring it, let's say you are on a software offer and on a personal development offer, to kind of stick to the examples, it will be more confusing to you if you would just pick one and then go all in and get really good at it. Like the upward spiral of you getting better, closing more, and then feeling more confident in the calls and feeling good about what you're doing. If you can back it up, if you can back the offer up, if you know that it's getting results, of course. I would suggest you to stick to one offer, but sometimes you have to test what you like. And I would always say, like, if you're starting with closing or you are a closer already and you are in an offer, ask yourself, like, would you close your mom on this? And if the answer is no, then you might want to jump the ship and see if you can find something better for
Yeah.
you, because otherwise you're going to end up super miserable.
Yeah, something that you can actually fuck with, that you actually believe in, a good school, online school
Yeah, something that you can put yourself
service.
behind.
Yeah, yeah,
It's helping.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And I was gonna say, okay, cool. This is we're almost about 40 minutes. So, tell me and everyone like what you do. So what your program or coaching, basically, obviously you coach people to learn the skills and then also find the gigs. Like what is it and how do people contact you? Is it just on Instagram and what does it look like to work with you?
Yeah. So easiest is Instagram. Shoot me a message there, if you're interested, and then we can also send you over the link here of that PDF so you can check out more. You're also going to be able to find it in my in the link tree, like in the link there. We're also going to link it there. Yeah, I still have to update the link though, but we're going to put it in there. And yeah, so if you're interested in this, so what we do for us is always super important. We have small groups. That means we never really are more than 10 to 12 people that I coach at the same time in the same group. So everyone gets enough attention, and then we literally handhold you. So I like to call it done with you. So we handhold you and we work together with you until you crack the 10K per month.
Oh,
If you need
nice.
longer than 90 days, we aim to get you there in 90 days. If we need longer than 90 days, we're going to keep working with you until you crack the 10K, at one-on-one. Now, of course, with me, we have an accountability program that you get plugged into. And also at the beginning of the program, we basically we sit down in a Zoom call, 60 to 90 minutes, and then map out a specific plan for you with milestones and action steps, to make that transition work, to help you transition out of your 9 to 5, over into a more digital career as a closer, like we did with Nikita, with Oscar, with Jared, and lots of other people.
Nice. Awesome. Cool. So basically, it's You are the mentor. Well, that's the name of your program, right?
Freedom
Uh,
Skill
Freedom
Masterclass
Skill
is the
Masterclass.
program. Exactly. And yeah, and there we
It's kind of
literally
like a coaching slash mentoring, like whatever you need to figure this out to start making 10K a month.
yeah, I mean, there's a structure to it. So we start and look at your, so this is not a one size fits all kind of course. So there are different assignments that we go through together that you send to me. I give you feedback on. So there's a lot of interaction between the two of us. We also have an amazing team, of course, that's helping you with everything that you need. It's backing you up. And you can always book one-on-one calls. So it's very important for me that if you need help, you can speak to me personally. We can hop on a Zoom call. We can figure out what's going on and make sure that you get the results that we're planning for.
Nice. Awesome. Fuck yeah. Well, there you go. Thanks, about 10 or so bros for sticking till the end. Um, Anything else to say? That's all I gotta say. You guys know, hit up Markus on Instagram. If you want to do this, I would say also share this with a friend, with a bro who's got a 9 to 5 and wants to go remote, wants to come chill in Thailand and Bali, wants to aspiring nomad. I think because I keep talking about this ever since we met up in Istanbul and I did that little interview with him, and when my subscribers keep getting success, more than pretty much any other thing that I've talked about, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna keep talking about this. So, yeah, super excited about this for more bros and girls as well to become remote.
Yeah, it's always good like talking to the people that are coming from you. Uh, you guys are awesome. So yeah, feel free to reach out to me. Happy to hop on a quick call to share more about this with you. No worries, I'm not gonna bite. Okay, and yeah, then hopefully yeah, you can become part of our community of international people from all around the world. They're all close, they're all traveling. We had a few community meetups already, so yeah, we're growing and everyone is crushing it. Peer
Yeah,
group super important, and don't underestimate that.
yeah. Otis says, "How are you still traveling?" So ask me on Instagram that, and I'll share that on my Instagram. I don't know if you're asking me or Markus, so ask both if you want. What do you mean? How are you still traveling? We just fucking are. What do you mean? He's in Mexico. I'm in Thailand. What's the problem? Just go where you be where you want to be. That's the point of this, right?
Yeah,
Cool, cool.
exactly.
Well, all right then, Markus. I'll see you on IG and see all you guys on IG as well.
Thanks for having me, Riley.
You're welcome. See you
Talk to you soon. See
soon.
ya.